Welcome back to Dassi Insights. Today we are talking about one of the most famous personal finance books in the world, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechter. This book has changed how millions of people think about money, work, and success. And in this episode, I want to guide you through the key ideas in a simple, clear, and inspiring way so you can use them in your own life. Let's begin by understanding the heart of the book. Robert Kiyosaki grew up with two father figures. One was his real father, the poor dad, a highly educated man who believed in traditional path, go to a school, get good grades, find a stable job, and work hard for security. The other was his friend's father, the rich dad, a man with little formal education but a strong understanding of money, business, and wealth. These two men taught Robert very different lessons, and those lessons shaped his entire life. The book isn't about blaming one father or praising the other. It's about showing how different beliefs about money create different results. And that's where the lessons begin for us. Because the truth is, most of us grew up hearing the same messages as the poor dad. We are told to play it safe, follow the rules, and hope everything works out. But the world is changing, and this book encourages us to think differently. One of the first big ideas in Rich Dad Poor Dad is the difference between working for money and having money work for you. Many people spend their whole lives trading time for money. They work long hours, they get a paycheck, and then they repeat the cycle. But Rich Dad teaches that real freedom comes when your money starts earning more money. This doesn't mean you stop working. It means you build things that continue to grow even when you're not actively working on them. Think of it like planting a tree. When you plant a seed, you water it, you take care of it, and for a long time, nothing seems to happen. But slowly, the tree grows, and one day it gives shade, fruit, and value without needing constant effort. That's how assets work. They grow over time and support you in the future. This brings us to another important idea from the book, the difference between assets and liability. Rich Dad explains it in a very simple way. An asset puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out of your pocket. Many people think they are buying assets when they are actually buying liability. For example, someone might buy something expensive because it looks impressive, but it doesn't help them grow financially. It only creates more bills, more stress, and more pressure. The book encourages us to focus on building assets, even a small one. It could be learning a skill that increases your value. It could be starting a small side business, or it could be saving money to invest in something that grows. The point is not to become rich overnight. The point is to slowly build a foundation that supports your future. Another powerful idea in this book is the importance of financial education. Rich dad believe that schools teaches many useful things, but they rarely teach how money actually works. Most people learn how to work for money, but not how to manage it, grow it, or protect it. That's why so many people feel stressed about money even when they work hard. They were never taught the rules of the financial game. Financial education doesn't mean becoming an expert in everything. It means understanding the basics: how to budget, how to save, how to invest, how to recognize opportunities, and how to avoid traps. When you understand these things, you make better decisions. You feel more confident. You stop being afraid of money and start using it as a tool. The book also talks about the power of mindset. Poor dad believed in job security, rich dad believed in financial freedom. Poor dad believed that money was something to fear, rich dad believed that money was something to learn. These beliefs shape their actions, and their actions shape their results. Your mindset is the starting point of everything. If you believe you can't grow, you will not try. If you believe opportunities are only for other people, you will not see the ones in front of you. But if you believe you can learn, improve, and build a better future, you open the door to new possibilities. One of the most inspiring part of Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the idea that you don't need to born rich to become financially strong. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need a special background. What you need is the willingness to learn, to take small steps, and to keep going even when things feel slow. Every person can grow financially if they choose to learn and take action. The book also reminds us that fear holds many people back. Fear of losing money, fear of making mistakes, fear of looking foolish. Rich Dad teaches that mistakes are part of learning. You can't grow without trying. You can't succeed without taking some risks. The key is to take smart risks, not blind ones. Learn first, then act. Think carefully, then move forward. Fear becomes smaller when knowledge becomes bigger. Another important lesson is about taking responsibility. Poor dad often blamed the system, the government, or the economy. Rich dad taught that blaming doesn't change anything. Taking responsibility does. When you take responsibility for your financial life, you gain power. You stop waiting for someone else to save you. You start building your own path. The book also talks about the importance of surrounding yourself with people who think differently. If you spend time with people who only complain, you will start to complain. If you spend time with people who dream big, you will start dream big. Rich Dad encouraged Robert to learn from people who were already doing what he wanted to do. People who understood money, people who built businesses, people who were not afraid to grow. This doesn't mean you must cut people out of your life. It simply means you should choose who you learn from. Choose people who inspire you. Choose people who challenge you to think bigger. Choose people who help you grow. As we move to the end of this episode, let's bring all these ideas together. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is not just a book about money, it's a book about mindset, courage, and personal growth. It teaches that wealth isn't only about income, it's about choices, it's about habits, it's about understanding how money works and using that knowledge to build a better future. You don't need to change everything overnight. You can start small. You can start by learning one new thing about money each week. You can start by saving a little more. You can start by thinking about what assets you want to build. You can start by believing that you can grow. The most important message of the book is that financial freedom is possible for everyone who is willing to learn and take action. You're not stuck. You're not limited. You have the power to change your financial story step by step. So, as you finish this episode, I want you to remember this. Your future isn't decided by your past, it's decided by your choices. And every choice you make today can move you closer to the life you want. Thank you for joining me on Dassi Insights today. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to stay connected for more inspiring and practical insights. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep believing in your potential. Your journey to financial freedom starts with one simple step, and you can take that step today. All rights to the original content belong to the authors and the publisher. See you in the next episode. Take care.